Once there were two brothers. They were aged 8 and 10 and were inclined to get up to all sorts of mischief. Whenever anything went wrong, you could reckon it would turn out that they had a hand in it. Like the day when the wheelie bins on Sackville Street were set on fire. Nobody could prove it was them right enough, but Robert and James had been seen lurking in the vicinity, just about the time when the first call went through to the fire brigade. Another time, a woman on Regent Crescent went to put her watering can in her garden shed. She opened the door and nearly had a heart attack when no less than 5 screeching cats jumped out and scattered in all directions at top speed. Again, no one knew for sure who had done it, but one of the brothers had been seen earlier that day with a cat struggling tucked under his arm. About 8 o'clock on Christmas Eve at Glister Mill, there was a knock on an old lady's door. She tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. Little did she know that the handle of her door had been tied with a piece of clothesline to the door handle of the flat opposite, and that person in the flat was also trying frantically to open the door. By the time the woman had figured out what was wrong and phoned her son-in-law to release her, the culprits, whoever they were long gone. The boys' parents were at the end of their tether. Whatever they tried, stopping pocket money, grounding the boys, making them do all the washing up, seemed to make no difference at all. They continued to upset the whole community with their pranks and monkey business. The new youth worker at the local church was supposed to have a way with delinquent children, so she offered to help and made arrangements to meet up with James, the younger one. She decided to try an old trick and frightening him into believing that God is everywhere and that God knew everything that he and his brother got up to. After delivering what she thought was quite an effective lecture, she pointed her finger at James and said, "Where is God?" She expected the answer everywhere, but got nothing. So she asked him again in an even louder voice, and again James refused to answer. So she tried a third time with her finger held right up to his nose. "Where is God?" By that time, James was in a panic, and without saying a word, he jumped up and ran home to speak to his brother Robert. "Listen," he said, "we've really done it this time. We're in big trouble." "What do you mean we're in big trouble? We haven't done anything." "Well," gasped James, "the woman kept asking me where God is. Apparently God's gone missing and we're getting the blame for it." God had gone missing. Where is God? Well, the answer's here tonight. And it's nothing to do with James and Robert, who for once may well be completely innocent. On this day, we don't need to worry where God is. For God is present, God is active, God is living, God has come down. If the youth worker had asked me, I could have definitely told her where God is not. Despite what cute children may have been singing over the last couple of weeks, God is not away in a manger confined to 2,000 years ago. Despite some of the images we see, he's not some old guy with a beard lounging on a cloud listening to an angel choir. And maybe God's not always even found in the holy places like cathedrals and churches. Actually, the best place to look for God is no further than yourself. Can you see love inside yourself? That's God, because God is love. Any feelings of goodwill or generosity, of kindness and care, they come from God, the source of all love. Maybe you're here in this building every week. Maybe you come once a year. Doesn't make any difference. If we look inside ourselves, we can catch a glimpse of the not so missing at all God, but a holy and totally present, living God. And that's what we celebrate this day when we talk about the birth of God. One of the carols says, "Pleased as man with man to dwell." Or in modern language, God alive. Within each and every one of his people, God come to earth. As we look inside ourselves, we see evidence of God present in the love that we have in our lives. If we look at any other person around us, we will see God present in them. That's the good news of Christmas. That's what his birth means. That's what it's all about. God coming down to earth from heaven so that he could move and live and grow and love in me and in you. Fortunately, Robert and James didn't get the punishment they were expecting for stealing God. How could they? God had never gone missing. God was always with them, even when they set fire to wheelie bins, locked cats in sheds, and tormented old ladies. And as adults, whatever we get up to that we shouldn't, whatever we don't do that we should, God still, point blank, refuses to stop loving us. His love is here. His love is everlasting. So today, as in any other day, tonight, as in any other night, God is living in you and God is living in me through a child born in a manger, bringing love into our world. Amen.